Geeks Gone Raw.
I don't know if I really want to do that. And I mean, that could just be more stuff for the feed, but like, do I really want to go through all of that is what I ask myself constantly. And the answer is, well, that's always the answer. The answer is,
Well, that's normally the answer when it comes to creative people that are also kind of lazy. Which are most creative people?
I never even believed I was a creative person until I started painting. Like, I never thought that I was very creative. Now, I thought that because I never considered this, like, podcasting as a realm of creativity for me. But, like, it wasn't until Blue started saying, you do realize that you do every podcast with absolutely no notes. And, like, I do every podcast with no notes. He did show notes for Facetious. I never looked at those notes. So I barely ever knew what was coming, and I was able to roll with it. And I never thought of that as a realm of creativity.
What are we talking about today, Blue? Seatbelts. All right, I got you. Seatbelts.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. That's pretty much how Facetious went. So I never believed that about myself. Actually, my microphone, it's picking up my camera microphone and not my Snowball. Can you hear me the same?
You sound fine to me.
Was this unplugged? Okay, how does this sound now?
Actually, now it sounds a little bit more muffled.
Really?
Well, I mean, it sounds fuller, but let's see.
Probably because of the thing that I have over top of this.
Yeah.
You want me to roll with the webcam? I'll roll with the webcam for the show.
It sounds brighter. Like the other one sounds more professional, but this one I can hear you better.
Okay, well, I'll roll with the webcam for this episode. I can move this stupid thing out the way.
Well, how does it sound better or worse if I switch to my webcam? How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds way worse.
Okay.
No question, that is worse. That sounds like, like when you used to plug your headphones into a microphone in and you kind of talk and try to record something through your headphones.
Yeah.
And it would catch something. It just wouldn't actually really catch it all. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, so I guess my camera has more HD video and your camera has a better microphone? Or maybe you're closer to your monitor than I am. I don't know.
There's about a good, 2 feet?
It's about me, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But then also it's pointed directly at me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting directly in front of it. So, like, everything that I say is going directly there.
Well, mine's a little higher. Like, here's my webcam right here. There.
Yeah, my webcam is almost pretty much at my mouth level straight in front of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a difference.
Yep. So, what's going on, dog?
Just hanging out, man. I had a weekend that I won't working at all. That's cool.
Okay. I've been just kind of chilling. My girlfriend went to Alabama, and she'll be in Alabama for a couple weeks. So I'm just kind of here, trying to figure out shit to do. I did some manly shit today. You know, I wanted to do some. I've been wanting to do something for a while, so I did some manly shit today, and I feel pretty fucking manly. I actually converted a Presto pot for my candle making. Now, do you know what a Presto pot is?
Is that kind of like a slow cooker?
Yeah, but you know the ones that you can do. It's like you can make it a slow cooker, you can make it a fryer, anything. You just
like what are they called? Instapots.
So, no, not an Instapot.
Okay.
An Instapot is more like is closer to a slow cooker than this. This one you can like steam. You could do all some of them. The larger ones are called Big Daddies and all that other stuff. Like, and it has the little basket.
Yeah, I have a Fry Daddy. Is that basically the same thing?
It's kind of the same thing, except for it's larger and it has a full basket.
Oh, okay.
And you can use it to steam. You can use it to, you can use it to fry. You can use it to steam, like a lot of different shit. Well, this one, a lot of candle makers realize that you can use it to heat wax. All you do, drill a hole in the side, put a fucking spout in that bitch, and you can just put a whole bunch of wax in there, melt all of the wax, and just use the spigot to get the wax out. And you can make a whole bunch of candles faster because you don't have to keep loading up a pot and cleaning it out to do a double boiler. So I bought a pot a while ago, and I bought a ladle because I was like, well, I don't feel like I'm capable enough to put this thing in here. I don't feel like I'm capable enough to put the spigot in it. So I'm so used to using a microphone, I'm kind of leaning that way. It's weird. Yeah. I didn't feel like I was capable enough to do something like that. I mean, and it really isn't that complicated. It's really, you have to drill a small hole in it so that you can use a bigger, one of those paddle drill bits, because it has to be a pretty large hole. And then you use that, to drill a hole in there, and then you have the little spigot thing that you screw in after you do some filing to kind of clean up the edges, and then you screw it in, and then you use something to seal the outside and the inside. That stuff really smells. That stuff smells like perm, and like that shit sucks. But I got it done, and my hands felt filthy. I'm not the type that gets my hands dirty.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, these are not working hands. These are typing hands. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my hands are so, I ain't got no calluses or nothing because these are not working hands. Like, every time they ask me to move something at work, I'm just like, I'm not a mover, pal. Like,
you're like, ouch. Ouchies.
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, I can do a little bit, but I don't have that built up, I guess the kind of stamina to do like lifting stuff for a long period of time, or like moving someone's whole fucking house or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't have that in me because I type, I sit down and I answer the phone for a living. Like, I don't do any like real hard work. But for this, I went out and I bought me a drill. I bought me a little thing with a whole bunch of different drill bits in it, and fucking, I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking do this shit today. So I did it. It took way longer than it probably should have because I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Zero.
And then you're like, holy shit, I have this thing. I'm going to rewire my cable now.
No. I'm leaving that shit quite the fuck alone because this did not go as smoothly as it looks in all of the videos that I've watched. This did not go very smoothly at all. But I actually made it through. And it worked. So I did one.
Lobotomy?
Now, what happens is Like, if you want to buy one of these things, like they're like $90 to $100 if you try to buy one online with someone already put the spout in it. But it's like, bruh, the Presto Pod itself, even if you get the big one, it's $34. It's $35.
Mm.
And then, like, if you have a drill, all you need is the right bits, and then you go buy the stuff, and like, yo, you can get this thing, figured out pretty cheaply, especially if you already have the drill. Like, in my case, I didn't, but like, if you already have a fucking drill, all you really need is the bits, the spigot, and the little thing to seal it, and that's it. So if I'm gonna do another one, because there's different waxes that I use. There's candle wax, and then there's wax for melts. Yes, there's a difference for people who don't know anything about wax.
Now you can get those because you can get all kinds of attachments for your drill now. You can even get ones that have a toilet cleaner and just like in your toilet.
I mean, I don't really need all of that. I don't really need that, but like, I did use, instead of actually using the screwdriver, a regular fucking screwdriver, to put the little rest of the bits of the fucking Presto Pot on, because you got to put the feet on and you got to put the handles on the sides on. I used the fucking drill. I was like, you know what? I bought this bitch. Let's do this. I did that shit. I just, I kind of felt like I felt like a fucking man today. And that's all right.
Man.
Now you're a man. Fucking one of my favorite. The dudes who made South Park, their songs is one of my favorite songs. So, yeah. Other than that, man, I just kind of been sitting here like doing stuff, like watching TV, figuring out shit to do, because like there's not really a whole lot going on. I will tell you, I did something yesterday that I haven't done. Now, before I tell you what this is, let me preface this by saying I don't have any kids around. So I don't really get to do or be a part of a lot of kid stuff because I don't have any kids around. My daughter is here. She's here for a couple of days. She goes the fuck home. So like, I don't have a kid here every day. So yesterday I finally watched Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've been out.
See, I told you, I don't have any kids here, so I don't really watch a whole lot of kids movies.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of kids movies I've never seen. I've never seen Frozen. Like I've never seen a lot of this shit because I don't have any fucking kids around. So
Well, cool thing about Wreck-It Ralph, it kind of doubles as a nerd movie too.
Yes, it's very nerd movie. I like, and I actually watched some of the special features. That's one thing I really like about Disney Plus.
Mhm.
Disney Plus has all of those extras and like the special features and shit like that are really fucking cool to me. So I watched those, and I watched like their thought process about how they were going to design the different areas of Wreck-It Ralph, because it's basically 4 areas. It's the game that they're in. It is the station. It's the first person shooter, and then it's the kart racer world. All of those are kind of separate worlds inside of this thing, and like their thought processes of how they separated those with art style and all of that kind of stuff. Like there's stuff that you just don't know unless you watch something like this. Like, but here's the thing that you don't know unless you watch this. In the Fix It Felix?
Fix It Felix. Yeah.
Fix It Felix. Inside of that world, everything is pretty much made like it would be in a video game of that time. So everything is basically on a grid, and characters move basically in 90-degree angles. They don't. He is the only one that doesn't move like them.
Mm-hmm.
When he's in that world, when they're and like when at the beginning when they have the party and they're dancing and stuff like that, if you notice when he dances, he is dancing in one spot and just turning to the side.
Yeah.
Or turning forward. He's not actually like full on dancing. They made that decision as a part of the art style because that's something that they wanted to convey in that world. And so everything is blocks and everything is on a grid. Even when he goes home and he pounds on the ground to soften it up, the dust is squares. Like you don't even notice that, but the dust is actually squares, like pixels. So
yeah, I also think it's cool how sometimes they can make CGI move like claymation. It's like they slow down the frame rate of them.
Yeah, yes, they do the inside of there, especially when Ralph is talking to like the other people, not Felix, but when he's talking to the other people, you can see that their frames is something up with their frames, and that's something that they also did in the Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's the one I noticed it in. Yeah.
Yeah, they did that a lot in Into the Spider-Verse, and the way that they, I kind of watched the special features on that one too. That one, it wasn't readily available. I had to go to like YouTube and stuff like that for it to see how like they did it. But actually, all of that shit is like really cool. I love special features.
Yeah, and that's also the cool thing about nobody talks about Vudu, but if you buy movies, because it's not a streaming service really, but it's more like buying movies, and
it's like a repository, right?
Yeah,
you buy it, and you even like there's some like discs that you buy that give you a code for the Vudu version, right?
Yeah, but when you get things on there, it's literally like you got a digital copy of the Blu-ray. Like it's got chapters, it's got special features. It's all the things that you wouldn't get if you just bought it on like Amazon Prime. Right. That is a cool thing about that service. But I have a couple of things on there that are on sale, but I rarely go there. But it is a cool service if you're into special features and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've only bought one actual like full season of a TV show, and I just did that recently. Because I'm also on another podcast with the homie Rashani and the homie Brandon. It's called Return to Oswald, and it is the HBO Oz retrospective show.
The only season that I've ever watched is season 1.
So we've only done 2 episodes. We've done the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
So you're perfect for this. You're perfect.
It's been a while, and I watched it on VHS.
Yes. So I bought that using my Google money. I bought it on Google. Now here's the problem with doing it on Google. When you buy it, you go to the section where you would buy it. If you're using the app through like your TV, you have to actually pretty much press play on the first episode and then pause it and like go to the episode that you want to go to. You can't just go straight to that episode.
Huh.
It's kind of like when you go to a playlist, like you have a playlist saved on
YouTube?
on YouTube and on your computer. And on your computer, you can just go to wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
But through the app on the TV, like you got to actually start it and then go through it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a pain. But I did that because I didn't really want to like do a whole let me share your password type thing, and I don't want to buy HBO for this. And I figured it's the first season, so it's going to be weeks. You know what I mean? And I had the Google money, so I could buy it through Google and watch it through YouTube, and everything's fine. So I did buy that.
Ooh. Yeah, I was thinking about HBO a couple of times, but because I never watched Westworld. I've haven't watched much of Sopranos. Like, there's a lot that I could probably watch and make my money's worth.
before HBO really got their thing running, Sopranos used to be on Prime. A lot of the old HBO stuff used to be on Prime. And like they made a deal for a while where Prime would have everything that HBO did that was at least 5 years old.
Huh.
So like all of that shit was on Prime for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I watched The Sopranos again that way. And then I started True Blood again, but then I got lost because I didn't remember which episode I stopped because my cousin had watched it on my TV through my profile. My cousin had watched it all the way through, so I couldn't remember where I was, so I just stopped watching it.
Oh yeah, 6 Feet Under is another one that we only watched one season. That was on VHS as well.
I finished that. I really like 6 Feet Under at the time. I don't know if that's something that I can revisit.
You're like, it's Dexter.
Pretty much. It's Dexter without the murder.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is at some point the dad visions kind of go away with 6 Feet Under. And that changes. The show changes a lot when the dad visions go away.
Yeah.
So I haven't played anything.
Oh, you
I
haven't?
meant to go back and play some more Mass Effect, but I've really just been kind of like doing stuff and like keeping myself busy. Since the last time we recorded, like 2 days later, after two more days later, my girlfriend left and went to Alabama, and I just been kind of sitting here chilling, like doing stupid shit, like buying a pizza and eating the whole thing in one sitting, like stupid shit like that.
That's my hobby now. Buying pizzas and eating it in one sitting.
Yeah, usually I can eat a whole pizza, no problem, but usually I can eat about like 75%, and then I stop for at least for a little bit before I go and eat the rest. Nope, there's a fucking Domino's box. I can't, hold on, let me move. There's a Domino's box right there. Right there. I ate that whole fucking pizza. And this place is an absolute mess. Because it doesn't bother me, and like ain't nobody else here to complain. So
You gonna clean it up before she gets here?
I mean, I'll clean it up at some point. Actually, I'll probably clean it up. Since we're not recording tomorrow and we're recording today, I'll probably just fucking pick up and stuff like that tomorrow. A lot of the stuff that's out right now are the things attached to my project today.
Yeah.
The bags and stuff that everything came in, because I went to 3 different fucking stores to get all of this shit. So like a lot of that is related to that. So like the cleanup on this stuff is not very hard. It's just a matter of me actually like doing it, which right now kind of don't want to.
Hey man, yeah, I almost forgot that we were supposed to play stuff, and it's on.
You always say we should play stuff, and I was like, all right, we should play stuff. Chase, when do you want to play stuff? No answer.
At the time, I'm probably either already playing something or I'm asleep.
But no, sometimes I ask you earlier in the day, like, all right, Chase, when do you want to actually play something? So you can set the timetable. I'm giving you the opportunity to set the timetable of when we actually play stuff. Guess what happens? Nothing. This is the same thing that's been happening for I don't know how long. And Chase says, we should play stuff. I'm like, all right, let's play some stuff. When do you want to play stuff? Nothing.
Well,
Cricket.
you're exclusively Xbox, and you see right now, the Xbox is taken over by ladies and Mass Effects.
You can play your Xbox stuff through your PC. I don't want to hear that shit.
Not Gears 2.
You can play Gears 2 through your PC? I mean, yeah, I thought you could just play anything. Stream it.
Oh. Well, not while she's using the Xbox.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, if it was a game that was on,
they had a PC version,
and then you would, yeah.
I get it. See, this is why you should have just took your fucking tax money and bought another fucking Xbox to begin with. Mister, I get tax money and I buy the new highfalutin fucking phone every year. You
I
should
know.
have bought a damn Xbox.
I didn't buy no new phone. This is the same phone I've had for 2 years.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
What'd you buy last year when you got your taxes?
I got a new graphics card.
And you ain't buy no phone, no like Pixel or some bullshit like that.
No, the Pixel's from 2 years ago.
Word.
Yeah, they have Pixel 5 out now. This is Pixel 3, but I think the Pixel 5 actually has those like iPhone type fucking cameras and shit, like the wide angle and all that. But
I think they also, I got sent a thing a while ago where they were doing like a payment plan type thing where you pay on it a little bit every month.
yeah, well, I think that's what we did. But yeah, it's the only phone that, like, every phone's awesome when you first get it, and then after a while you have to reset it or whatnot. I've never had to reset that phone. That's been the best phone I've ever had.
I've had my phone for quite some time, and it's held me down. I have very few complaints about mine. I have a LG Stylo 4, I believe. My nephew has a 5. That tells you how behind I am. My nephew has had. I don't even know if he still has it. My nephew has a Stylo 5, or had a Stylo 5, but I like it. I like the size of it because I have big old man hands.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't do anything manly with my man hands except for drill holes and shit. But I like the size of it, and I would be very interested in getting a newer version of that phone.
Ooh.
But I think it's been like 2 years and some change because I got that for my birthday a couple of years ago. And my birthday's in September. That thing's still chugging along.
Nice. Yeah, man.
I keep doing it to the microphone, knowing that the microphone is not the microphone. I keep turning to the microphone like, nice. Like, it's not working. That's not where the microphone is.
Yeah, I said last time that by next podcast I would play Cyberpunk, and that's true. I was trying to explain it to Matt, and he was like, oh, so you use a VPN and changed your time to whatever, they play it early, and I was like, no, it's midnight in Poland. He was like, oh, we're not in Poland, Chase. I'm like, no, but it released in Poland at midnight, and it's midnight in Poland, so it released
So, like, a lot of people were just like, it released at like 7 o'clock and shit like that.
Well, to me, like, that if everything was like that, even Xbox or whatever, where like, oh, where the studio is, we're just going to release it at midnight where we are, then yeah, other people would get it earlier or later in their day or whatever, but everybody technically would get it at the same time. Because right now, like,
but a lot of game releases and stuff like that have been doing that recently, to whereas like it releases at midnight Eastern, but what other time zone you are in the country, it releases at that time whenever it released at midnight.
Yeah.
So,
because that way nobody technically gets it early because hell, if they don't want someone to like spoil something like early, California's going to get it 4 hours before we do. Literally 4 hours before we do. You know what I mean? And but it's semantics.
But then also, like, according to the talk, now I haven't played Cyberpunk, and I probably won't play Cyberpunk for quite some time. It's not really my type of game, so it's something that I have slight interest in, but not really a whole lot. So everything that I'm saying is speculative.
Yeah.
According to the gaming community, this thing probably released a year too early.
Yeah, it's weird.
If you're on console.
I'm actually proud, not game journalists like the ones just running with stories, but like the review, like IGN's, Kotaku's, and things like that are reviewing the game. I'm kind of proud of them in the fact that they said, "Oh, this game's really buggy for us, but we understand that can be patched, so we're still going to give it a 9 or a 10 or whatever because we know it's a good game. It just needs some patches." Rather than giving it a 6 because, you know what I mean?
So instead of it just, they didn't want it to feel like how it feels like in the gaming community right now. It feels like Cyberpunk Andromeda.
Yeah.
And
I don't think that's the same thing because for one, Andromeda had its problems, but some people also had the problem that they didn't like the story. They didn't connect with Scott like they did Commander Shepard. So that would be like if they released a Witcher game, but Geralt isn't the main character and it's some other dude, and you're interested in the world, and then it's not as good or whatever. But this is,
I think Andromeda.
Yeah.
Andromeda, I know why they did it, but Andromeda should not have had the Mass Effect name.
Why couldn't they call it Andromeda, a Mass Effect story?
Yeah.
When that,
if they would have called it something different and even had Mass Effect the way that you just said it, that probably would have made it a lot better. Because by calling it Mass Effect, you already have expectations. You have expectations because of what that trilogy actually did. There was zero way that this was going to live up to that.
Yeah.
And like the idea that, the biggest problem that people have with Andromeda, and especially with the story, is like the main character isn't military. That's what I think the biggest problem is, because like you go through Mass Effect and no matter what you pick for your character's backstory and stuff like that, your character is a military person and has a way of has a presence and a way of being that's of someone that's been in the military for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The writers are fucking scientists that get the military part thrust upon them, and they have to figure out what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that is the difference. It's like you have to play Mass Effect as Mordin. You know what I mean? But then Mordin gets the ability to do
Commander Mordin.
Yeah. Mordin gets the ability to do whatever he wants to, whether he wants to go down tech, be a soldier, or be a biotic. But you gave this to Mordin, and now Mordin has to figure out what the fuck to do with it.
And you can also play as Mordin's sister.
Right. And yeah. And that whole thing, I really didn't like that. I really didn't like how you have the two of them, and the two of them are never playing at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I would have loved spoilers, but how old is Andromeda? Whichever one you pick, the other one is in a coma for most of the game.
Yeah.
And then once they come out of a coma, then they get to rock for a little bit. They get to rock for a little bit, and then they get captured. And then, it's I have to rescue my brother/sister. But you never have them on the same team.
Right.
That person is never a part of your three. Which I thought was kind of, I don't know. I would have loved for... I know it would have been really hard to do.
You think it would be better if, the sister is always a set character, but you could also choose if the other sibling that you're playing is another sister or a brother, or vice versa, to where it's always a brother. That way, Because people's games are going to be completely different.
No, I think I don't even care about the sister or brother thing. And
Yeah.
keep it the same. You pick the sister or the brother, period. But there should have been a time where both the sister and the brother could have been on the same team.
Yeah.
And like, even if you never actually played as the other character, just the fact that that person wakes up out of that coma and gets to rock with you for a little bit, like, you know, like, and you give them one of your profiles, like one of the profiles that you already had set up, because you can switch profiles. You give that person one of your
And
profiles.
then they can have actual like missions with the sibling to where you actually get like an actual like Commander Shepard Garrus type deal.
Exactly. I thought that was the biggest missed opportunity for me. That the fact that you don't actually get to play the game with your sibling at any point.
I think they wanted what was his? I keep wanting to say Jacob, but the new Caden.
Shit, what is his name?
Couch guy.
I never use him. I mean, I really never used that guy.
I think they wanted him as the Garrus because he had the most like, oh, we're going to go drinking together. Oh, we're buddies, you know, type thing. But it didn't really. They just saw him as the third Caden.
Right. Yeah. He's to me, he's worse than Caden. I don't view him as any character worth using. As long as you have anybody else you can use that other person.
I think it started with an L.
Liam,
there you go.
as soon as you said the L, that's why it came to me. But Liam is so forgettable, like, as a character.
I really like the old Krogan though. I think he's a really good character.
You know who I really like? And I wanted to know more about Vetra.
Yeah,
I like the whole Vetra thing. And there is a thing where, okay, so Vetra may be related to Saren. And Cora may be related to the Elusive Man. As in the Elusive Man is her father.
Wow. So she's Cora Elusive Man.
Yes.
But yeah, circle back a little bit. I know that I'm in a little bit of a minority to where like I'm playing on PC, and I saw a screenshot of some dude that posted. He was like, "Here's a screenshot of the inside of this car with Dex, the big black guy that you see in the trailers and stuff. Here's the screenshot. Here's it on my Xbox, and here is it on the PC, and now I feel sad." But
I mean, let's be honest. Like this thing, and like everyone has said already. Every time they showed you this game, they never showed any console footage. Like, never showed any console footage. And the thing that's held this shit up is them making the current consoles work.
Yeah.
Like that is what's taken so long, trying to make sure that the shit actually works on the current consoles, which is like, I mean, I applaud them for making it work on the current consoles, but at some point, if this motherfucker don't work, then you gotta just drop this shit. Like, you gotta pull a Destiny. Like, you gotta pull a Destiny and just pull the cord on this bitch. It's just like, no, this shit just doesn't work on the current consoles.
Right.
But it was like, originally it was designed for the current consoles, but then they just, I think if the next gen consoles, I'm still calling it next gen because they're not current, because most people can't fucking get them. If they were more available, then I could have seen them making the decision like, no, we're not going to do this.
Yeah. And also the update to make it actually next gen is not going to come until like next year for the current consoles.
Wow.
So But yeah, I mean, I've noticed some bugs or whatnot, but they've mostly just been like bugs that I would notice in any open world game that is just released. I mean, hell, like Witcher 3. Sometimes I'll call for Roach and he would come walking in on his front paws with his legs up in there. And I'm like, what are you doing, Roach? And he'd flop back down.
Like, here's the funniest thing that I saw. I made jokes about like people. I said that it's basically like Andromeda. I said, I said that, and then I said someone at BioWare is mad. It's like y'all really put y'all trust in CD Projekt Red, and then y'all ain't got no love for BioWare. Somebody at BioWare, whoever is left, is in there making speeches like Snoop at the Source Awards. For white people, okay, here we go. White people at the Source Awards years ago. The Source Awards were being held, I believe, in New York. And the Death Row people got up to accept an award, and there was some booing. And Snoop Doggy Dogg at the time, Snoop Doggy Dogg, because he had to leave the doggy part alone when he left Death Row. So Snoop Doggy Dogg was offended and said, and basically said, y'all ain't got no love for us. We ain't got no love for y'all. And he was like really upset about this. And then the comment by Suge Knight about Puffy started the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was talking about when it came down to this situation. And I said, someone at BioWare is mad, saying, y'all ain't got no love for us. Y'all fuck with CD Projekt Red. They gave y'all some buggy mess too. And then y'all acting like everything good. So, you know what I mean? So, like, somebody was mad. And so, like, that's how I felt about it. But what I really feel is, like, what I find is hilarious is the motherfuckers that's out here talking shit about this game and now I know are Bethesda fans.
Yes.
Like, motherfucker, I know you love Skyrim. I know you love Skyrim.
And they're the ones that went up. Oh, it looks like a nice giant smack, and it sends you out into the stratosphere.
Right. I know you love Bethesda games. You have no room to talk about anything. You have no room to talk about it. If you love Bethesda, you can't talk shit about CD Projekt Red.
Right.
And I don't even fuck with CD Projekt Red like that. I've played a little bit of The Witcher 2. I've never played another one of their games.
Right.
So I can't really call them, and I can't really rep for them because they're not my people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you're a Bethesda fan, like, you can't be out here talking, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because I don't know, like, one of the bugs that I saw actually helped me because I cleared out a room, killed all the enemies, and all of a sudden the elevator opened and the dudes were like, "Holy shit!" And there was this big armored dude with a big light machine gun, and he was turned around, running backwards in the elevator. And he was looking the other way, and I was like, okay. So I just shot him 5 times in the back and killed him. That was supposed to be like a hard thing. And, but yeah. Oh, but some of the side shit is so great, because I mean, I guess, I don't really want to spoil anything, but I'll just say that Delamain, which is a character that you meet throughout the game, that's an AI. It's a car system, like a taxi system.
Okay.
And there's a mission. I thought it was going to be some collectibles because it seemed like collectible type stuff. But because during the day-to-day, I was like, I kind of want to play Cyberpunk, but I don't really want to do main story because I might end up in some titty bar with the kids up. But so I just went around collecting the tarot cards and did that. And, you know, kind of like exploring the city, kind of breathing the city in a little bit, which is cool. And then I started on the Delamain stuff, which he had lost control of some of his cars, which are under his control because it's in his AI programming or whatever. But that shit is amazing. Like, anybody that thinks that that's going to be a boring little fetch quest thing, I mean, it is technically a fetch quest, but they're so good because each one of those are like parts of his personality. One of them is like you have to get in the car and like I guess slight spoilers. If you don't want to hear this, then fast forward though. I don't care. And you get in the car and then he's scared, right? And then if you drive too fast, he'll have a panic attack, and you have to stop the car and let him get his composure, and then just drive slow to where you need to go. And then another one is super mad, and he's like literally just running around trying to run people over, saying "beep beep, motherfucker."
Okay.
And then, but the best one is literally Gladys.
Wait.
Like, it's like an Easter egg with Gladys. Like, the thing, he was like, I will kill you and there will be no cake. And like, you have to like follow her around, and then like you.
Is it the voice too?
It sounds like the voice, but I think it might be someone trying to be that voice. But it was pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, that Levine's awesome. but yeah. And also, if anybody is, because there's a part that people probably will get to where they lose their car. And if they're like worried about, oh, when do I get my car back? When do I get my car back? Your actual car, you don't get it in 10 real world hours of playtime. You don't get the car back. So, do the quest called Heroes, and you'll get a vehicle. And it's a really sweet quest too. Like a heartfelt quest. But you'll get a vehicle that I like a lot, which is actually a motorcycle. And I think the motorcycles perform a lot, drive a lot better than the vehicles actually do. Because one, you can like weave in and out of cars and stuff. And last time I got into a car, I was like, holy shit, I can't do this. And I got back in my motorcycle and it was fine. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Just kind of, I mean, people gotta like chill out, because open world games are so, just think about what it's doing. It's like the hardest games to make, in the fact that there's so much going on. Like, everything is going on at one time.
See, the problem, I think a lot of people are spoiled because Rockstar makes this shit look so easy.
But Rockstar also really, I mean, Red Dead Redemption
takes like 10 fucking years to make a game.
And then they'll still release, and there's bugs, right? Red Dead Redemption 2 released with bugs, and they had to patch shit. The online didn't work at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But we all know that Red Dead is like this redheaded stepchild. Like, fucking Grand Theft Auto 5 did not have these issues. And that spanned 2 consoles.
Yeah, that's true. It's crazy, but yeah, and I also think that a lot of the hate and stuff is coming from a vocal minority. The people that are liking the game are fucking playing it.
That's everything in the gaming community. Like, everything. Literally everything in the gaming community comes from the vocal minority that makes it seem like everyone feels this way. And then when you actually talk to your friends, you'll be like, do you really feel this way? No, not really.
Right.
You know, I do still have friends that refuse to play Andromeda because they still feel like those things that people complained about are still there. So they refuse to play. Even if they were a fan of the trilogy, they refuse to play Andromeda to this day. I know 2 of them I can think of right off the top of my head.
Yeah, they probably think of, if someone saw them playing Andromeda, that would be like if someone got into your car and you were listening to 90s Metallica.
Wait, I love Metallica. What are you talking about? I listened to No Leaf Clover yesterday.
I'm not talking... Well, no, S&M's good, but I'm talking like Load.
But S&M got the fucking songs from the previous just redone with a fucking orchestra.
But it made it better.
I think they came up with an S&M too. I never actually got around to that. I need to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like that, to where like it's like they see Andromeda as the albums that, like that don't have the street cred, that don't have the, you know what I mean? That like you listen to it, you're like, oh, you're listening to the new shit, man. You should go listen to this OG shit. You know what I mean? Kind of vibe to where, like, I don't know.
I know what you mean.
But
I just pulled it up. I'm making sure that I'm making sure that I remember to listen to SNM2. Damn it!
But yeah, this is a PSA. It's on EA Play. If you're sitting there like, oh, I don't know what to play Andromeda, man. You got nothing to lose.
Yeah, you literally. I mean, and I had a conversation with Laid Back on Twitter. I was on Twitter the other day. I'm rarely there, but when I'm there, holla at your boy. We were talking about that, and then we started talking about Anthem. And I was like, I started Anthem, but it's not like I was like, this is trash. I played the beginning. And
Anthem took the heat off of Andromeda.
Yeah, they really did. But it was just something that I put it down for a few days, and then I kept saying, I'm going to go back, I'm going to go back, I'm going to go back. And then just something else just kind of took its place. It's just like, oh, I don't really want to play that. I want to play something else. And it's not like I thought it was a bad game. I mean, I personally think fucking Destiny and Iron Man suits is a cool fucking idea.
Yeah.
It's Destiny and Iron Man suits.
Well, Marvel Avengers is literally Destiny with an Iron Man suit.
Well, that's Destiny with an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
This is Destiny with Iron Man suits.
Yes. You're right.
There's a difference.
I actually really liked, a lot of people played, like when I played the demo or whatever, a lot of people were playing the like tanky ones, but that like I don't remember the names. But the quick, fast one that did all the rolls and stuff, I thought that one was really fun. He wasn't as tough, but it had a lot more quicker gameplay.
I kind of like the middle of the road dude, the one that basically starts you off with.
Yeah,
I kind of like that one. Because it was just kind of the best of both worlds. Like, if you really need me to get down there and fuck you up in person, I can do that. If you need me to fly up here and fuck you up, I can do that too. I can't tank, but, like, I can tank enough to fuck you up. That's like, that one has the highest degree of fuck you upness of all of them to me.
That was the cool thing that the suits did, man, is the fact that in Destiny, you're like, another character is a completely different character. And this, you can just put on a different suit.
Yes.
And also, it was a little bit closer to MMO in the classes, because it literally had a tank, DPS, and healer type things. And in Destiny, everything is DPS. There's no that people see Destiny as the MMO like king, but it's the least MMO like games as a service game, in my opinion.
I can see that. I wanted to play some Division, but I don't have anybody to play the Division with anymore. I don't have anybody to play the game with, and that kind of sucks because I want to play some more.
What's your cuz playing?
He plays a lot of 2K these days. I mean, he just had another child, so he's. He has to balance. He has to balance out his game.
Oh yeah, that thing to where like I can't play a game, I can't pause for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, that time when O'Reilly was born, I started. I was like, I'll play some Destiny, and I got into a public event, and then all of a sudden, Dirty Diaper. I was like, I just turned it off. I was like, yeah, I'll come back to this maybe in like a couple of months. They come back. It did like 2 years.
Right. So, yeah. I really would like to sit down and actually really play some stuff. I never actually finished the story mode. I played a decent chunk of the UFC game, the EA UFC game. I played a chunk of that. That was fun. I actually played a little bit of the story mode of Madden. I actually wanted to record that, but here's the thing. That story does not have any breaks. So if you play through that whole thing, you need at least like 3 hours to record that whole first part to lead you up to actually making the NFL. Because like you can back out of it and stop it, but like it'll pick back up from where you were, not so like you have to pretty much be recording that whole time. Because it doesn't go back into a menu and say, "Hey, okay, activate the next part of this process." That's not how the Madden story goes. It just goes, which, yeah, but I want to do that over again, and I wanted to record it. I just never really got around to it.
Yeah.
You have like zero interest in sports games, do you?
I liked the MLB The Show like in like 2014 or 13 or something, but not really.
I always thought you should have tried live. I always thought you should have tried NBA Live.
Is that the EA one?
Yes. It's a lot easier than 2K, and you ain't got to put no extra money into it.
Okay.
I like to try the story mode, not just play through a game, but the story mode.
Well, I used to play. I don't know which one. There was a semi type game that I used to play with my brother, and we used to play. Well, this was back in like 64 days, but we used to play NBA Jam, but not really the same thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. And they haven't said anything about a new NBA Live game. As soon as they canceled 20, as soon as they canceled Live 20, you've heard zero from them about a new game.
And they're not the ones that had all the scrutiny. What's up with that?
Actually, they did, but it wasn't from those years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sucks. I really wish that they would say anything about it. So it sucks.
Yeah, it's weird because it's weird that 2K doing what they do, because I never really saw 2K as a microtransaction type company. Like when I think 2K, I mostly just think Borderlands and fucking BioShock.
So as soon as you say 2K, I think of NBA 2K and microtransactions. That's probably where we differ, because I play more sports games than you do. The moment you said 2K, I think of NBA and microtransactions, 100%.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I heard hockey games are kind of fun, but I don't know. There's just so much to play where trying something that's not in my wheelhouse, it's kind of like I've already got too much. It's not like I'm like, what do I play? Maybe I should play a hockey game,
I wouldn't mind playing a hockey game where you're like the 2K style thing, the career type thing where you're just one person. My problem with hockey is I don't know very much about hockey, so I keep getting a lot of penalties and stuff when I play.
And you're like, what the fuck is icing?
Exactly, nigga. What the fuck is icing? And like last time I said that shit, somebody actually explained it to me. And then there's a career mode in the soccer game. I'm not really that. I don't really care that much about that. But they have like the street ball version of soccer in the game, and that doesn't seem like it's bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
So. It was not the current year, but the previous year. The I think it's called the Volta mode or something like that. I watched someone actually play that in a pre-release copy.
Well, you were playing street type
like a lot of fun
stuff on when you were streaming, right? Or when you were not when you're streaming, but when you were doing your premieres or whatever.
Yes, you can do in live. You can do street stuff. You can do street stuff, you can do career stuff, you can do NBA stuff, or you can go live and do the street stuff online. And I've done a little bit of that. I'm not really a fan of versus mode online games anymore. I'm more of a co-op guy, and I probably always will be at this point.
Can you co-op a sports game?
Yes.
That'd be cool.
100%. But there's ways to do it, and you're basically playing against the computer. That's cool. You can just play a game. You can make your own fucking basketball court and invite people, and y'all just play games on your own court.
Where the goal lines say Scarchasm.
Mine absolutely does say Scarchasm.
Nice.
On the outside of it, it absolutely does say Scarchasm.
Sweet.
So what else we got to discuss? I don't think I've done anything else really. I hate the fact that, okay, so before I say this, I want people to be aware that I understand that the post office has a very unenviable job at this point. It's Christmas time. A lot of people are sending stuff. So that causes delays. And then when you add in the corona and people not being able to show up for work for 2 weeks and all of that kind of stuff, it's really hard to be a postal worker right now.
Amazon been on point, man.
But these assholes that fucked up a package of mine, and I am sick of this shit. I ordered somebody in the candle group was selling some jars.
Yeah.
I bought the jars on the 1st. He shipped them on the 2nd. I generally don't like to date shows, but today is the fucking 13th and I still don't have my fucking jars. He shipped them from Massachusetts. From Boston to here does not take 11 fucking days. And here's the thing. The tracking said that they were in New Hampshire on the 4th. I had no other thing telling me about where it was until it showed up in Richmond on Friday. So they said, we're going to deliver this thing on Friday. It showed up midnight on Friday, midnight into Friday. And so they said, we're going to deliver this today. So I sat around. I left work early to make sure that I was there because someone is not always in the office to receive packages. So I sat there outside of the office waiting for the stupid fucking packages to come. Never came. I was talking to the lady who worked yesterday, and I let her know, hey, I got a package coming. Please let me know, set it aside if my package comes. They said, we're going to be here at 4:45, right? So the office closes at 4. So at 4 o'clock, I got in my car and I sat out in front of the building to wait for the fucking package, right?
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm just kind of sitting there, just kind of chilling. I make a couple phone calls. My daughter calls. I talk to her for a little bit. At some point, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go in. So I go back in, and it's about 5:30. And I finish my phone call. I go to the bathroom, and I turn around to go close the blinds upstairs. Fucking mail person just comes around and just leaves because the office is fucking closed. I'm mad as fuck, dog. I sat there for over a fucking hour just waiting to see if he came. The moment I go inside and decide to do something else, then they fucking show up. And this just keeps happening to me. And all for some fucking jars that I bought on the 1st. On the fucking 1st. I bought these jars. And I'm still waiting on my fucking jars. Now I get it. They have a very stressful job right now. And blah, 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 whatever the fuck. I just want my jars so I can make these fucking candles. And they fucking me up because I can't sell people candles for Christmas because I don't fucking have my jars.
Right.
I just want to get that out of my chest. I'm sorry.
Fine. But on a positive note, Amazon been on point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Every day it would say, "Oh, if it whatever day that when I order what day it's going to come, it always comes the day before. It'll show up on Friday, comes on Thursday."
Well, there's a big Amazon center here, so there I usually get stuff pretty early and pretty on time. I don't have very much of an issue at all.
Nice.
Nice. So, and anything else we want to talk about?
Where's Sam?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Sam in a minute.
No one actually said anything except for we were talking to each other in the chat, but no one actually said, "Sam, we're recording tonight."
Well, I said we are recording tonight. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I said we were recording tonight on the phone, and then I was just like, be about 8:30 in the chat.
Yep.
That could have been about anything.
Yep, pretty much.
Sorry, Sam.
You're a jerk.
Sam Winchester.
Sam, tell him you're the jerk. Tell him he's a jerk.
You ever watch Supernatural?
I have not. My cousin was like super into it, but I never really got around to it.
It just ended. Amber watched the last episode. I pretty much know what happens throughout the series, where I've seen like episodes here or there, you know what I mean? And I'm acquainted with the characters and all that. But I've never actually sat down and watched like each episode, you know what I mean? So I'd like to do that at some point, but it's a lot of fucking seasons. 15 seasons.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But this ended. It's cool, you know. But it's Monster of the Week type, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer type shit. Like, it's good. It's a good show.
I thought about it, and then like it kept going further and further. And I was just like, I don't want to start. So like it got to that, and now that dude's going to be Soldier Boy.
Walker.
The dude from Supernatural is going to be Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy, like the rapper?
No. Okay. So have you watched The Boys? Okay. The Boys, the main characters, superheroes of The Boys are mostly based off of DC. In the comic books, you have a lot of characters from a lot of different places. There's the Seven, which is basically the Justice League, and then one of the lower level, well, right under them, as far as like the hierarchy of superhero teams, is a superhero team called Payback. Avengers.
Yeah.
And Soldier Boy is basically Captain America.
Okay. So I'm guessing the Dean character is going to be him because
Jason Ackles or whatever his name is. Yes, he is.
But Sam character, which is Jared Padalecki, is going to be Walker, Texas Ranger.
Okay.
So, I think.
But that dude has already been in something DC already too, because he played in Smallville for a bit, right? Not the Walker dude, the other dude.
Did he?
Yes, he played in Smallville for a bit.
Huh.
That's where I knew him from.
Oh, okay.
So when he started on Supernatural, I was like, hey, that's dude from Smallville.
Yeah, the other dude was on Gilmore Girls. He was what's her face's first boyfriend.
I just looked it up. This dude was on Dawson's Creek, so he played on a better show. Actually, I've never watched Gilmore Girls, so I can't really say that.
Yeah, I know Sam doesn't like it because of the kind of screenwriter-ish dialogue. I don't know. It's not how people really talk. I like the dialogue, but anyway, he also played in the Friday the 13th remake. But
I will say something that I saw recently. I saw the trailer for the new season of Cobra Kai, and holy fuck, does that shit look good? Good, it looks so good. I can't wait.
No Mercy.
I've been on Cobra Kai from the beginning, so like y'all can't really tell me that I'm not a real fan. I'm not one of y'all motherfuckers that just came on when it came to fucking Netflix.
You're like, I've been struggling on YouTube.
Yeah, I've been down with YouTube Red before they changed it to premium, motherfuckers. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm going to start watching Snowfall. That's probably the next show that I'm going to watch, and that's going to be interesting.
That about it's snowing.
If snow means cocaine, sure.
Okay. Probably does.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about drug dealing. I don't know if it takes place during the 80s, but like I think it's something like that. But I've heard.
Speaking of cocaine, Deftones' White Pony, the Black Stallion remix out, really fucking good. Like some people are not liking it, but you know, some people just being like, "Oh, it's not the original." Of course, it's not fucking the original. The remix, and it's remixed to where like from the Clams Casino remixing the first track. It's not like, oh, we're just gonna add some beats to the original song. It's completely like some of the songs don't even sound like the same songs. Like it's more like a deconstruct. Like the first riff of the first song starts out and then it slows down and devolves into something unrecognizable, and like one line of the song just repeats throughout. And then a lot of stuff is it's really fucking good. I really dig it. It's called Black Stallion. Okay. Which the only way to get it is through the 20th anniversary of White Pony, which is the second disc on that, but you can still get it digitally. But
okay, not on the streaming service.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, I'm probably still not going to listen, so it doesn't really matter. My line of questioning there. I'll probably never make it to it because lately I've just been listening to a whole bunch of like R&B shit. I listen to a lot of R&B shit, and then I've been listening to like a lot of old stuff. Like I listen to a lot of R&B when I'm making candles and shit. I don't know why. I just lean R&B and old shit when making candles. And then like I got a hankering while I was doing some driving around. I've been listening to some Outkast lately.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Music Soul Child.
No, that's a part of the R&B stuff.
Okay.
A lot of neo soul. A lot of neo soul.
Neo soul.
Yeah, it's dope.
But
I didn't really know how much of this stuff I really actually knew until I'm sitting there listening to this stuff, and all of this stuff is like old, and I'm just like, hey, I know this song. Why do I know the words to this song? I don't remember that I knew the words to this song. The
Mandela effect. You're from a different life.
Yeah, no, but I think it's one of those things to where it's like it was of a time where, like, remember when you were younger and you really did remember a lot of song lyrics?
Yeah.
And then, like, new songs come out now and you just mumble the fuck out of them?
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you, like, newer songs, I can tell you how they sound and I can tell you the notes that they hit. But can I tell you the words? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely can tell you how it sounds. All right, I think we should go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Let's give a shout out to the people downloading the old shows.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Because like our numbers always look dope, and it's just like, yeah, somebody's just downloading all the old shit. So you know what? Fuck it. We dig that shit too. I want to shout out to our patrons. My man Cam, Ron Block in the building.
Clickety clackety.
We see y'all. Look, we're already halfway to the normal amount, and we put out what 2 shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already over halfway to our goal.
Uh-huh.
And like what we put out 1 show this month. Because the previous show was...
Haven't we been like once a month these past 3 months?
Yeah. Other than the extra shit I've been doing. But yeah, so I put out that Facetious show on the 30th. And then the In7 Day, which was the last show that we did last week. So, yeah. All right. So thank y'all We appreciate y'all. We're going to be back in your ear holes next week.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't no reason not to. I'm going to be sitting here bored as a motherfucker, so there's no reason for me to, I'll probably have my daughter next week.
Well, is she gone? How long is she gone till?
She is gone until the day after Christmas. So,
okay, so we got plenty of time to maybe get some gears in.
No, we don't, because you're never going to set up a fucking time. How about that? You're never going to set up a fucking time, because the moment this show is over, I'm going to say, okay, Chase, when do you want to actually play Gears? And you're going to be like, let me get back to you on that. And then I'm never going to hear from you on it. So we're never going to play Gears, because you can never actually play a fucking game on your Xbox, sir.
Tomorrow night.
Right. I don't believe that. But okay, what time tomorrow night? We're doing this on the show, so you have you're probably going to cut this out of the show, so fuck it. But so what time tomorrow? So I know to be aware.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. tomorrow. He wants to play Gears. Watch this shit not happen. Watch. I'm gonna be ready at 8 p.m. tomorrow, unless I get any news otherwise. And I'm going to be ready with Gears, ready to go, and watch what happens. So
Your shadow makes it look like you got a really thick beard.
I do have a really thick beard.
I mean, your shadow makes it like a long beard.
Yeah, it does look like that. I really need better lighting. I just got this one little lamp with a LED light in it. So, all right. So, peace out to the Warriors, yo. I don't think I'm playing Gears tomorrow, but we'll find out next week. It's Scarcast. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Don't forget to tell your friends.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.